really evidence of the power and aggression that Belinda can bring to the court.
Well, Bencic is solid off of both wings. The forehand, as you saw in that point, but she's an incredible backhand down the line, which she likes to set her points up to finish. So if her forehand is clocking today to give her some easy backhand chances to hit that backhand down the line, she's going to be tough to beat. It's important for Swiatek to really get on the board early in the match. She needs to hold the service game, make sure she can get some of those butterflies out of the way. You know, when you're playing an informed player like Bencic, you come to the court a little bit nervous, you know, if you haven't been in the best form yourself all week.
Serving will be important. That's what any player will tell you if you're playing.
15-30.
He's been racing through service games the entirety of the first week. You've got to take care of your own service games. Iga's coach, courtside, Piotra. Part of a strong team that she's built over the last few years, including a traveling psychologist. Not too many players travel with sports psychologists full-time. Oh, well, there you go. He called it.
That backhand down the line, it's beautiful to watch. It's well disguised, and she can pull the trigger on it at any time. See Swiatek stretched out of the court. This is just an easy pickings for Bencic.
Early chances then for the 11th seed.
Well done. That first serve in. Swiatek, her serve is not huge. She can produce some heat behind it, but it's all about the placement for her. She's looking for that first ball strike off the ground. She picks her targets, and she puts herself in those positions to finish on the next shot.
A quick shot of Daria Abramovic there. That's the sports psychologist and Iga's team.
Game, Bencic.
It's a tough start. It was a good game, though, from Bencic.
First game.
It was quick to put Swiatek under pressure.
I do like Swiatek's game. She's an all-around player. She can play off the baseline. She can play at the net. But she's versatile with how she can move the ball around and change the pace of the ball. But Bencic is my pick in this match just because of the way she's been playing all year, particularly this summer, and the confidence, the level of confidence that she has right now, and how she can really be effective with the powerful shots to get her opponent out of position.
Working with Sebastian
Belinda Bencic,
Sachs, a German coach, who's worked in the past with Julia Gerges and Victoria Azarenka. Worked for a long time with her father as well, of course. It's been an important part of her development, as well as Martina Hingis' mother, as you mentioned, Katrina, back in the early days. And as clean as you like.
15 love.
Lovely 1-2 punch. Mentioned that she'd only dropped 2 service games the entire tournament, so we'll see how she can fare today.
Let first serve.
Yeah, we've been drilling down into some of the first serve numbers, haven't we, coming into this match. We'll rattle through those in a few moments because they are incredibly impressive. Kind of numbers that jump off the page. very nice. Good use.
Beautifully struck.
15 all.
Redirecting the ball behind Bencic. See in the middle of the court. Just a lot of heavy topspin rolling in, and takes this a little earlier, shorter angle. Well placed.
There we go. So let's talk about the first serve percentages. First round, 73%. Second round, 78%. Third round, 78%. I mean,
Wow.
those are off the charts, aren't they, in terms of consistency of those numbers?
Absolutely. Well, you can see why she's here in the fourth round and why she's only dropped her service game twice.
And I think most put those into context. Most people
40-15.
probably 65% is a pretty good day on first serve.
63%. So yes. And she has the power, she has the spin, she can put it out wide, she can take it down the tee, slide it into the body.
And she's been very effective behind that first serve as well. That's always key. That's the next thing you look for.
Great move forward with a swing volley.
Another good service game then.
Bencic
Just go
leads
back
2
to those
games to
first
one
three
for first set.
performances. So in the first round, she won 30 of 35 first serve points, 26 of 31 first serve points in the second round, and 33 of 39 in the third round. So that's just 5 points dropped first round, 5 points dropped second round, 6 points dropped third round. So you get an idea of, you add that to the big ground strokes as that second shot. That's a formidable combination, isn't it?
It's deadly.
And I guess the double whammy for Swiatek,
15 love.
as is already the case, it puts you under extra pressure as the player playing catch up, and Bencic is a little more relaxed on return as well.
Well, she can really go for the returns, swing big, take some risk on second serve returns in particular. Well done. Bencic stepping up, taking that ball on the rise, going behind
50
her
all.
opponent for the winner. Here's a look here. By the time this ball bounces, she's already striking and hitting a winner. Swiatek still moving to her left when this ball was coming back to her right.
Oh, goodness me, a bit of everything.
That was such a difficult shot to
15,
hit. That was a
30.
deep ball to the forehand of Bencic, and she just really cuts it cross court with heavy spin for the short angle winner. Look how far beyond the baseline she is when she creates this angle. Beautiful. Those are the shots that you can hit if you're hitting a passing shot, more so when your opponent's on the baseline. Well done. That will get her fired up. Once she got her opponent, Bencic, to drop that second hand on the two-hander. She knew that she had a weapon in the next shot.
Yeah, it's good.
14-30.
You already know how important this service game is. The quality of the Swiss serving. Can't afford to go down a double break, that's for sure. That's devastating. Well inside the baseline.
Bencic is swinging from both cylinders very freely, with a lot of confidence. She's seen the ball well, catching it early off of her opponent's racket. When you can see the ball early, you give yourself options.
Sweet.
Advantage, Swiatek.
Such a clean ball striker herself, Swiatek. It's been a good season in terms of backing up that memorable fortnight in Paris. A couple of titles, that was important. Early on in the season down in Australia and another in Rome on the clay. Another big return.
Big return and took advantage of moving forward. Bencic is not afraid of being at the net. A nice finish with that last smash. Slight breeze outside here.
That could be important, didn't it? She's got to try and find a way of putting Bencic into difficult positions on court.
Yeah, Swiatek, you can see just how low she got there, stayed down, great balance. Going behind Bencic. She too has a beautiful backhand down the line.
Oh, and another.
Just well inside the baseline. I mean, she's taken the ball so early off the rise. Swiatek doesn't have a chance to even recover from her service motion, and these returns are going by her for the winner.
Really starting to pick on that Swiatek's second serve.
Nice change up there with the first serve, same
Swiatek.
pace as her last second serve. Bencic loves pace, and so she's quickly starting to recognize that, let me take some pace off, put a little more spin, see if that makes a difference.
Oh, that one's dropped in. She thought that was long, but the audio didn't come from the electronic line calling.
The bottom dropped out of that ball, fell on the baseline with that top spin from Bencic. And that's why it's important to play every shot. That could be a critical error for Swiatek. recovery.
Advantage Swiatek.
Ball's in the house. Into a 9th minute, this 3rd game. Again, it's making use of a look at that second serve. The Polish player has only won 2 out of 10 behind a second serve.
Well, it's because that return is lethal. I mean, Bencic is really stepping up inside the baseline and punishing these second serves.
Advantage Swiatek.
Another critical first serve in play from Swiatek.
This will be a big game to win. Not in terms of just the scoreline, but the length of the game as well. Be a nice psychological boost. There we go. There'll be a big sigh of relief from Iga Swiatek. Gets it done eventually. 2-1.
Bencic leads 2-1 for set.
Seen a few Swiss champions here over the years. Belinda Bencic hoping to follow in the footsteps of some of those Swiss greats who've held aloft the trophy here in New York over the years.
Martina
Hingis, of course, champion here in 1997, beat Venus Williams in the final that year. She's going to take some stopping on this evidence, isn't she? She is flying high.
Well, it's beautiful to watch at this moment. More of a clinic. How to take the ball on the rise, redirecting it.
It's been high quality, 17 winners combined so far. That's the combination, yeah.
Geez, opening up the court with a serve out wide and going behind Swiatek for the winner. Another 1-2 punch. And the only thing that's not bright on Bencic's numbers is she's only getting 50% of her first serves in right now.
Wow. Just oozing confidence.
But it's such a tough shot, that high swinging volley. She just handled that one with ease.
Looks so relaxed, doesn't she? Very little stress so far. Fast starts for the 11th seed, 3-1. Just a reminder to download the US Open app to cheer on your favorite players, track live scores today, stats, match highlights, player news, interviews, all the schedules on there as we head into week 2. usopen.org, that's available in the App Store, Google Play Store. It's devastating.
Love 15.
That would be the right word. If I was a player on the other side of the net, and I would be saying, gosh, what do I have to do? Everything I put back is coming back harder, more effectively, more effective in how she's finishing the point.
She's just all over those second serves at the moment.
30.
Well, in the previous two, I believe, in the ad court, she took them cross court. That one she redirected down the line. So Swiatek is, she's completely off balance, not knowing what to expect from the racket of Bencic.
It's a familiar face from week one. That's a young fan. Back on Labor Day. National holiday today in the US.
And when the returns are coming back with such authority, it puts that much more pressure on you to have to put a first serve in, and you start to miss even more. And that's what we've witnessed here in this particular service game. There we go.
15-14.
These are the type of shots we're used to seeing produced by Swiatek.
Still 2 break points to face. Another good serve. Back-to-back first serves. They will certainly help if she is to start to turn this first set around. Vital, really.
Starting to feel the ball better.
Juice.
Whoever gets their first ball strike in the rallies has typically been the one that has won the point.
This is much better, much more consistency off that first serve. First ace. Some good resistance in this 5th game. Can she finish the job? That is massive.
We've seen that before. It's incredible, the accuracy that she's displayed here in this match thus far. Swiatek only winning 15% of those second serves in play.
Advantage Swiatek.
Much better when she's gotten the first serve in, winning 78% of those.
Yeah, that number's pretty good, isn't it? It just reinforces how important it is for Swiatek to get that first ball in today. Such a huge discrepancy between those two statistics. See whether it's a familiar outcome this time around. I imagine Bencic is going to come forward and take this on.
Didn't quite attack the return. Played it smart and safe down the middle, but she really put a little extra on that last shot.
Yeah, that second serve into the body, that was, I think, a better option. Just a little tougher for Bencic to get a big hit on those returns if she's a little tied up. intelligent second serve.
Swiatek.
Just mixing things up, that's important today.
There you go.
It's well done. Full credit to Swiatek for finding a way. 3-2.
Bencic leads 3 games to 2. First set.
Conclusion of Labor Day weekend here in the US. Nice ticket to have today. Beautiful weather. And a fantastic schedule to look forward to.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seats quickly, please.
Day 8 of the final major of the year. Belinda Bencic has been enjoying her time on court so far. The first half an hour, fairly lengthy. First 5 games, 29 minutes.
29 minutes.
Love 15.
25 minutes of serving for for Swiatek.
I was about to say, you look at how many points she's played as well. She's played 34 service points, the Polish player. Bencic, just 10.
About right. Might have to be 11 here. Down love 15.
Here we go then. Here's a wonderful opportunity, really.
Love 30.
First chance for Swiatek to put a dent in the Bencic serve. See if Bencic gets back to form with some blistering first serves to set herself up for the second shot. There's one.
15-30.
As you pointed out, first serve percentage compared to the quality from the opening 3 rounds for Bencic, just down a touch today, 58% at the moment.
Still a lot of tennis to play. Get those numbers up as this match progresses.
It's a kind of opportunity she has to make the most of in this opening set.
Look at just how upward Bencic gets on that serve. Perfect toss. Keeps her in balance. Her toss is pretty much in the same spot, so it's hard to read when she's going down the tee or out wide, whether it's a slice or a kick. Many players, you can kind of read where their serve is going based on their toss. Bencic, her toss is very consistent.
Let for serve.
It's another positive outcome for the 24-year-old.
Bencic leads 4 games to 2.
Well, it was a good hold, but at least I think it gave Swiatek some relief in knowing that she can make a dent into the service game of Bencic. She just has to be a little more consistent. But Bencic really raised her level as the game progressed with the first serves in play.
15 love.
Good start here in the service game. Well placed serve. Emotionally for Swiatek, you know, she has to stay within herself. Yes, she's down a break, but she also recognizes just how well Bencic is playing. So it's a matter of her playing within herself, getting these first serves in, picking her own targets, and trying to stay aggressive and keep a little bit of pressure on the Swiss.
(30-15).
But it's hard when Bencic is just picking her targets, you know, off of both wings, the forehand and the backhand.
Comes again. Yep.
Look at the depth. I mean, you see how far back Swiatek was behind the baseline. I mean, she's at her best when she's on the baseline, inside the baseline, dictating play. And she's been the one that's been on the defensive end most of the match.
That's where the pressure,
30-40.
accumulation of pressure can have an effect.
It was definitely a pressure double fault. She's feeling the heat. Back is against the wall because Bencic is pushing her back against the wall.
Thank you.
Another break points for the 11th seed. 1 of 5 converted so far today.
That you mentioned it was Labor Day. It's also Lieutenant Joe Hunt U.S. Open Military Appreciation Day. Lieutenant Joe Hunt was an American tennis champion, an avid tennis player back in the 40s. Oh, big serve. Fighting her way out of the deficit she was facing here in this service game. Look at the use of the legs. Great extension upward. Finishing at her target.
It's a nice conclusion to the game. Another good hold for the young Pole.
Bencic leads 4-3 for set.
He's missed a few breakpoint opportunities so far, Bencic, but still in good shape with a break. The quality so far, 29 winners, just 7 unforced.
Amazing numbers. Fairly equal on each side.
I suppose another element of the
15 love.
conversation that could be happening if Swiatek's coach was allowed on court is, you know, Bencic might be starting to get frustrated. Okay, she's a breakup, but she's missed a few chances. She might be feeling like, you know, this set should be done really by now.
Not when she has those shots.
That's the interesting element, isn't it? That so far that those missed chances there hasn't been a hangover as such.
Yeah, and you know, and the skinny on Bencic too is that she can get frustrated. She can lose her focus and start to display some negative emotions. But until Swiatek can put her in that position to start to feel any kind of pressure, we're not going to see that display anytime soon.
Yeah, still hasn't faced a break point. Bencic as yet. Down love 30 in a previous service game.
Well, that was a mental error. Double fault. Wasn't going for a big second serve, only 89 miles per hour on that attempt. And she follows it up with an ace. That's a mental correction there, right? That's what the pros do. They are able to quickly erase the negative shot on the previous point.
It's another hold.
Bencic leads 5 games to 3 for set.
Another rare unforced error from Swiatek, but again, just Bencic, you know, she's hitting with great depth, being very consistent. Stars and stripes on this Labor Day. Labor Day was created to honor and celebrate the workers and their achievements back in the late 1800s. That's when the holiday was established.
Oh, brilliant. Wonderful redirection. Perfect combination of
15 long.
a bit of aggression, but in full control.
Patience is the virtue. Keep chipping away. Keep sticking to your guns. The opportunities will present themselves, but you have to be able to go after them when they're there. What a return.
15 all.
Most effective return in our sport is deep down the middle, rushing the server out of their service motion, not quite having the balance that's needed for that next shot.
It's a great serve.
13-15.
Got to keep throwing those in today, just to keep Bencic guessing. Different direction. Going into the body is important as well. Different spins, different paces. Just try anything. Upset your opponent's rhythm.
Someone is dialed in. That return came back before Swiatek finished her service motion. Just turn and swing. Not phased by it. She's okay. Let's go back to the drawing board and make sure that I hit my target on this serve, because I obviously didn't hit it on the previous one.
So the pattern continues. Swiatek holds on. Bencic will serve for the set.
Bencic leads 5 games to 4 for sets.
So let's see whether Belinda Bencic, the gold medalist from Tokyo, can use that confidence to close out what has been a high quality first set. Both players have struck 17 winners so far. Fantastic return.
Well done from Swiatek. I mean, that return was just inside the baseline, but again, deep down the middle. Got the short reply back from Bencic, and then just pulls the trigger with beautifully struck forehand cross court. Racket head acceleration generating the top spin.
Did a good job on the return just to get Bencic off balance.
Love 30.
Well, she was down love 30 in her previous service game, was able to fight her way out of it. But again, not getting her first serve in here. She's only lost 1 point when she's gotten the first serve in. She's only getting 50% of those in, and that's just not a good number. That's the number that has to elevate for Bencic to be able to walk off this court as the winner.
Cements.
15-30.
She's been doing everything else right, but getting the first serves in. Once she's been in the point, she's been the one that's been more aggressive, being able to pull the trigger sooner than her opponent.
Adjusted well after the net cord.
And that's really keeping your eye on the ball. She adjusted with her footwork, had the smaller steps to get her in proper position so that she didn't overrun it. And just look at that shoulder turn, able to redirect the ball down the line beautifully.
Go then, a first break point of the match.
First unforced error we've seen in a while from the racket from Bencic.
First break point for the 7th seed, that is, of course. She's worked mighty hard to create this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah. Double faults, and there's the break back.
That's impressive from Swiatek to just hang in there and keep chipping away. Never got phased by what was happening. We keep commenting on how clean of a match it's been. Winners to unforced errors for both players, and for Swiatek, it's just waiting for her opportunity, being patient, knowing that it will come together for her at some point.
So anyone's now 5 apiece. After a fascinating 51 minutes so far, it's been a lengthy opening 10 games. Oh, straight back to business.
Love 15.
There's not much you can do about that. You know, when I comment on Swiatek, he said she travels with her sports psychologist. This is where that pays off in these moments for her to stay calm, stay in the present, stay within herself. Not getting discouraged or frustrated when falling behind.
15 all.
It's a second meeting between these two players, incidentally. They met in Australia early this season. Swiatek winning that comfortably, that final, 2-2.
Wow, did that catch the baseline?
30-15.
Yes. I mean, Bencic, she guessed right, and it looked as if she was forcing the error from Swiatek. That ball caught the baseline.
Use of the court.
Wonderful use of the court and wonderful movement on the court by Swiatek, cutting that angle off on the baseline, not allowing herself to be pushed backwards.
Just a couple of times, Bencic has just reached around to her lower back. Maybe reading too much into that, but perhaps just.
No, you saw it about 2 games ago when she first grabbed it.
Discomfort, maybe. She's battled so hard in this opening set, Swiatek. And now she has the lead, 6-5.
Swiatek leads 6 games to 5 for set.
Close on 2 occasions in this set, going up a double break. Now having to hold to stay in the set.
It's actually one of the longest rallies we've had
15 long
in the match thus far. See how Bencic bounces back here. Didn't get a lot of first serves in the previous game that she was broken. She needs them here. Oh, just signs of a crack in the armor of Bencic.
Yeah, just playing guessing games to a degree, but if there is an issue with lower back, maybe that be one reason the serve percentage is down today. Such a big difference from those first 3 matches in the tournaments. Nothing wrong with that one.
15.
It's a good second serve. Jams Swiatek. A better return deep down the middle. You know, when it starts to get tight, I mean, Bencic has been in the front runner from the first game. Swinging freely, everything is going well. Then she starts to miss a few. Swiatek starts to hit a few winners, and all of a sudden, you know, we see the tension in the body of Bencic.
Is sensational. What a combination and what a time to produce that kind of quality.
Oh, brilliant.
Receive
Brilliant
14.
playing by Swiatek. Good deep return, setting herself up with a 1-2 punch. And who would have thought this point would be here 10 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago?
Set point for the Polish player. Saved. That 1-2 combination has served her so well so far here in New York.
That was a huge response from Bencic. A much needed first serve in play.
Advantage Bencic.
And a much needed ace to take some pressure off.
She holds on.
Now it's starting to heat up out here on Louis Armstrong Stadium.
6 games all, first set tie
Go
break.
into a first set tiebreak. Bencic fighting her way to stay in that set. Things were just rolling along quite easily for Bencic up until 5-4. And then Swiatek, well, she came alive.
Swiatek's movement to that backhand wing is quite remarkable at times.
1-0
Well, she has a strong first step, but again, you can see her sliding out to that one and quickly getting back to find the opening down the line for the winner.
So natural, isn't it?
Very, very fluid mover around the court. Great balance when she's striking the ball, but even more so on that first step recovering.
Well, because Swiatek is starting to turn the point around.
Well, you know what? That was a brilliant effort from Bencic to stay in that. I could
Ladies and gentlemen, as a
immediately
courtesy to both
see that
players, please
Swiatek
do
has
not
changed
shout
the
out
pace
during the
of
rallies.
her shot. She's
Thank
putting
you.
a lot more topspin, slowing the ball down, because we've seen all of the barrage of winners coming off the racket of Bencic, but it's from the faster ball. So strategic changes from Swiatek there, but Bencic outlasted her.
"63 minutes we played so far." Fascinating first set. It's good. Must have been good. There's no call.
Swiatek is requesting a review of the call on the right base.
Swiatek was a little surprised.
Well, the review from the electronic line calling is going to show that the ball was on the line. She just wants to see how much of it was out versus in. Half and half.
2-1 Bencic.
Bencic, she guessed right.
2-all.
Too good of a shot from Swiatek for her to control it.
Swiatek.
It's an excellent record in tiebreaks, incidentally. Bencic this season, she's played 8 and won 7 of those. She's won the last 6 through the course of the season. Go again for evidence of Swiatek's ability to produce different kind of balls, different spins, different heights over the net. Got the end product.
It's a variety that has kept her in this set thus far. Changing the pace, as you mentioned, and that one that was a slice. Smart player, a very smart player. In Swiatek. She's a thinker on the court.
Yeah, she hasn't been phased today. Initially by the quality of Bencic. She's playing lights out early in this set. Just slowly but surely worked so well. Initially just had to stay with the Swiss player. And then slowly but surely just feels like she's starting to figure this challenge out. Bencic's trailing 4-2.
Let for serve.
Another double fault.
5-2 Swiatek.
What a bad time.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. You got to give it to Swiatek. She's just been even mentally throughout the match, throughout this opening set. Let's see if she can close it out here on her serve.
Fighting back with her particular brand of tennis.
5-3 Swiatek.
That's not an easy shot to hit from that position in the court at this stage of a tiebreak. So kudos to Bencic for stepping inside and taking that swing volley.
This is a different feel all of a sudden. About to swing back Bencic's way.
Well, that's the first unforced error we've seen off the racket in Swiatek in a couple games. So, you know, both players starting to feel it here. I mean, it is a spot, you know, they're playing for a spot in the quarterfinals. A lot at stake.
Lost control of that one. Was again trying to get a bit of height over the net.
5-all.
Three points in a row then for Belinda Bencic. 6 all, 5 all, 69 minutes in duration this first set.
Let first serve.
That's a good serve.
6-5 Bencic.
Now Bencic with a chance. Having saved a set point already.
A good time to test the nerves of Swiatek. Can she get a first serve in? Serving 62% at this stage. She's elevated that in the last 3 or 4 service games. Big error from Bencic. And she missed that one by a mile.
6 all.
Let's see, did she just... Well, she was watching the ball, just completely overplayed it.
On we go. Still nothing to separate these two. Winners still very similar. 21 for Swiatek, 22 for Bencic. Down to who can hold their nerve over the next couple of minutes inside Louis Armstrong Stadium. Structure on the right of that shot, the big white roof. That's the one that covers Arthur Ashe Stadium. Sinner and Zverev underway inside there at the moment. Well, it's advantage Bencic once more.
7-6 Bencic.
Another chance, this time on serve. She'd give for a big first serve here. Hasn't always been firing today. 53% first serves made. But when she's got it in, more often than not, it's made the difference.
That's too good. 1-2 punch from Swiatek. Getting the frustrated response from Bencic. Racket bouncing and the vocal outburst.
Yeah, I wonder whether that comes from just inability to find a first serve on such a big point. That's a missed opportunity. 7 all. Oh, just long. Bencic was living dangerously with the net cord, but she's got away with it.
8-7 Bencic.
The pressure now back on Swiatek. Search for a first serve. Take some pressure off of herself in the rally.
Third set point for the 11th seed. Deep. Another one slips away.
She missed her bread and butter shot. backhand down the line, just overplayed it. Good defense from Swiatek off of the return of Bencic. Checking on the location of the sun as to where she wants to toss the ball. It's tough this time of the day. The sun directly above, right where most players like to toss their ball.
Oh, what a backhand.
Spectacular backhand from Swiatek. And she goes out wide to the two-hander with the open stance and the slide and just redirects this ball back behind Bencic down the line. Well played.
Chance now for the number 7 seed. Up 9-8.
I love it. Now the first serve comes out. She's asking herself, now where has that been? I needed you a couple points ago. Well, that's what I would be saying to myself.
What a set this has become. It was all Bencic initially, blazing through her service games. Swiatek was under some extreme pressure on serve. She saved 5 out of 6 break points, was down love 40 at one stage, in danger of going down a double break. She saved 3 set points so far. And here we are, 9 apiece. A set that so far has lasted 76 minutes. Pounces once more, the bravery to change direction.
Stellar playing from Swiatek.
Swiatek.
Great defensive shot from the start and then pulls the trigger here for the winner.
Made it look easy. It was a slightly higher ball. Now with her third opportunity to wrap this up. No, she's pushed it wide.
Such a tentative volley from Swiatek. She did everything right in that rally, but finish it. Had Bencic on the ropes. Moved into the aggressive position. You see the squash shot from Bencic, and then just could not finish on the volley. Trying to play it carefully. Looked like maybe even trying to do a drop volley. I'm not sure the way that angle was of the racket.
Just wondering the same. It was peculiar shot selection, wasn't it? A sarcastic thumbs up instead of missed the mark. 10 apiece. Let's keep this going. Oh dear.
11-10, Bencic.
Will that be the moment that Swiatek looks back on with regrets? Tail end of this breaker.
Oh, there's been so many opportunities here for both players. The later stages of this tiebreak. Let's see if Bencic can get a first serve in. Take the pressure off of herself and close this set out. Well, she got the first serve in. It was well placed, but Swiatek was all over it.
11-all.
Got the upper hand in the rally.
You wonder the longer this goes on, how much significance this opening set will have on whoever it slips away from. It's going to be a tough one to take, isn't it, for whoever comes out on the losing end. 18.5 minutes, this tiebreak. 11 points apiece. It wide, and again it is the Polish 7th seed who edges ahead.
12-11, Swiatek.
Very interesting at these later stages of this set. The longer the rally has been, Swiatek, I believe, has gotten the better hand of Bencic.
To lose count of these set points. This is number 4 for Swiatek. Bencic has already had 4 herself. Oh, you're kidding me.
The backhand down the line from Bencic.
12-all.
It has returned.
Well, she must have thought she'd done enough when she struck the approach shot.
Yeah, just not deep enough. It was a great approach shot, but Bencic, look at that. It was a great serve. Bencic held her ground. She didn't move to her right. She was waiting for it.
Yeah, she set up well, didn't she? Anticipated the inside-out forehand from the pole into the backhand corner. Certainly no panic in the execution. Well, it promised much when these two stepped on court. I don't think anybody was expecting a first set quite like this. Set points we've seen come and go. Just loses control of the final forehand.
Swiatek's really been trying to break down the forehand of Bencic, directing the majority of those balls to that wing. Goes to the backhand. Bencic gets her backhand down the line, and then finds the error from Swiatek. What do you think here?
Surely she's got to take one of these opportunities, these set points on serve, you would think. Set point number 5. What a set that was. Quite incredible in its duration, 84 minutes, the quality and the drama towards the end of that first set breaker. A huge sigh of relief for Bencic. She is a set to the good. Bencic to get this second set underway.
15 love.
Bencic is going to do everything possible to try to keep the pressure on Swiatek. Moving forward whenever possible, forcing Swiatek to have to come up with something special. It's all about the emotions for Bencic, controlling herself right now. Stay focused. She had a mental letdown towards the end of that second set, even though Swiatek raised her level of play. But the frustration did start to show.
I wonder whether all of a sudden there'll be a little more freedom in the game from Belinda Bencic.
I mean, she was swinging so freely in the first part of that first set, you know, from both wings, serving well. Everything was going right. Then all of a sudden the errors started to creep in a little bit. That's all it takes. Sometimes Swiatek guessing right there. When I say it's all it takes is that Bencic could start to second guess herself a little bit.
Continues that fantastic record in tie breaks this season, albeit with a fair bit of drama along the way. It's 8 out of 9 now she's won. Yeah, 2021, she's won the last 7. All helps to fuel the confidence.
And that's a makeable return. So perhaps a change of pace on that serve threw the timing off for Swiatek a tad bit. It was only 74 miles per hour. Just definitely expecting something a lot faster.
$14-30.
Camp looking on with a little concern, just focused, dialed in. Wanting to see their pupil rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I guess the message would be, wouldn't it, keep your foot on the accelerator here, because your opponent's got to be feeling pretty down right now. You play a good 5-10 minutes here, you might just do enough to get this done. Naturally, there's often just a slight letdown after such a dramatic conclusion to a set. Just wide, that was a better drive volley.
And these are the occasions in the matches that separate the top 10 from the rest. And so Bencic is just outside of the top 10, I think ranked 12. And she can learn how to finish these types of matches that puts her into that top 10. You know, that's where you really start to take ownership of your game completely.
Bencic.
It's a good hold, important hold, just to stay on top of her opponent.
First game, second set.
Yeah, still only 24 years of age, Belinda Bencic. It feels like she's been around a little longer than that. Broke through fairly early that really good North American summer, didn't she, when she was around 18 years of age?
Yeah, I think it was 2015. Remarkable run at the Rogers Cup, beating Serena Williams, I believe Iga Swiatek. where people started to take notice of Bencic.
Yeah, then injury problems, had the wrist surgery, that set her back. Came back strongly in 2019. Particularly here, it's her best Grand Slam showing so far in her career, that semi-final here at Flushing Meadows. Some good memories of this place.
And she got to the quarters maybe in 2016, 2017. I don't have that in front of me.
It was actually a little early, 2014, so 2 standout runs here at Flushing Meadows. There's something that is a good fit for Belinda.
Long.
Make the journey over to the US this time last year, Belinda Bencic, so returning here for the first time. In good form, of course. Swiatek getting better visit by visit in terms of her adventures in New York. The third time she's played here, the third year of Grand Slam tennis for the Polish player. Achieved so much so soon. That title at Roland Garros and a quarter-final run there this year. Her best efforts at the majors.
Game, Swiatek.
Second round here, 2019, went one better 2020, and
1 game all, second set.
It's the last 16 today, so heading in the right direction in that respect. It's been an important year for her, hasn't it? Just to establish herself at the top of the game after a big title so soon.
Yeah, I mean, she ultimately came out of nowhere to win the French Open, and people didn't even know how to pronounce her name that week when she came out. But the pressure of having to follow that up and really start to build your career after winning a title is enormous. And she has withstood the pressure in the last year. Obviously has not won another major yet, but definitely developing her game. Developing her game for the long haul, you know, to have longevity at the top of the echelon, upper echelon of the sport, and hoping to add more Grand Slam titles to her resume.
Yeah, she was outside top 50 this time last year, Swiatek. So gives you an idea of how much she's moved up the rankings. 8 heading into New York. Started to make a move in this third game.
And granted, she won Roland Garros in October, so those points are still there. They have not rolled off yet, so the pressure is in front of her. That's why it's important for her to be able to continue to add here at the majors. Nice serve there from Bencic. We haven't seen that serve out wide in quite some time.
Yeah, Bencic was dropping a lot of points as well, of course, because of that semi-final run 2 years ago, because of the adjustment to the rankings. Those points still on the totals at the moment.
30-all.
Yeah, the rankings are now starting to balance off after the adjustments due to the pandemic. So many tournaments were moved or canceled in the last year. Lucky to be able to have the event again this year. It's wide with fans, of course, this time. We had it last year with no fans.
40-30.
Added boost to the atmosphere, that's for sure.
Wait, please.
Smart return, just deep down the middle of the court, not going for too much, particularly when it's game point against you. Too often you'll see players going for the corners. You see the frustration on the face of Bencic. She's trying to slap it out of her, out of herself. You'd be surprised how much we abuse ourselves on the court. Slapping of the thigh, hitting your calf with your racket, hitting your head with the strings of the racket.
Yeah, it was Mikhail Yuzhny, wasn't it, who took it to another level. I think that was down in Australia, was it, 1 year? Struck himself with the racket on his head.
Advantage.
Drawing blood.
Yeah.
Swiatek.
Here with Denis Shapovalov the last few days. Coach to Denis these days. There's a chance then. Away. That's very much.
Juice.
Great placement from Bencic. Swiatek played some solid defensive playing first couple shots. Just unable to stay in that rally.
Advantage, Bencic.
Here's where Bencic really just needs to raise her level. I mean, she's got the first set, fought hard for it. A couple game points here. Just go ahead and close it out and put the pressure back on Swiatek. You can see the frustration from Iga in this game.
Game,
There you have it.
Bencic. You all please.
Not the cleanest, but she'll be pleased with the outcome. Still on serve.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seats quickly, please. Players are ready.
The fans just returning after a quick break after that lengthy opening set. Nice combination, but that first ball down low.
Love 15.
Very smart from Bencic, not going for the passing shot on the first ball, forcing her opponent to hit a volley upward to give her an easier passing shot on the next.
It's a little loose.
probably
Love
the
this.
loosest error we've seen from Swiatek in the match. The ball just got away from her. She got jammed a little bit, so wasn't able to give herself enough space to swing freely.
Some work to do here. Love 30. This is turning into a rough game.
Love 40.
We saw the frustration going to the changeover and then asking for the mixture of the electric lights, and now the unforced errors. Big hole to climb out of here in this game. That'll help.
15 fault.
It's been a little bit scrappy, this fourth game of the second. 2 more chances for Bencic.
T40.
So a third chance for Belinda Bencic to break through the perfect time early in this second set. Swiatek was down love 40. Missed an easy forehand at love 15, followed by a double fault. It's been a poor service game, really. Can Bencic take advantage? She can. There's the break.
Game Bencic. Bencic leads 3-1 second set.
Well, that should take a bit of pressure off the Swiss player. In good shape now.
It should. I mean, a very shaky game from Swiatek. Just completely went away on that service game, and Bencic did well to get the break.
USOpen.org is your online home. Point-by-point live scoring highlights, all the stats on their draws, schedules. It's the official tournament website, USOpen.org.
$15
She'd give for a nice quick hold here, get that scoreboard. Moving on to 4-1, that's the aim. Still hasn't really picked up that first serve percentage, has she?
No,
15.
only 53% in this set, which equals where she is in the match. The unforced errors have crept up for both players here in this second set. More errors than winners. Complete opposite from the first set. Nice 1-2 punch.
13-15.
That's the way to redirect it. Good shoulder turn and rotation through that forehand. And again.
40-15.
Former semi-finalist looking good for a return to the last 8 club right now.
Bencic leads
2 games
4
away.
games to 1, second set, and 1 set to love.
once more. It's Swiatek playing
Thank
catch-up.
you. Take your seats quickly, please, behind the players. Thank you.
During the opening set, but Bencic dominated early on.
Thank you, sir.
Lunchtime in New York. And there's plenty on offer. Not too far away from this stadium.
Fifteen love.
Reach another major final earlier this year. Swiatek in Paris made the doubles final this time around. He won the singles last autumn. Bethany Matek Sands. Helps the experience.
Love. Right. First serve. Thirteen, 15.
Swiatek continuing to show her frustration. As the air is still rolling off of her racket.
That'll help. At least in the short term.
14-15.
She's particularly satisfied with the stroke production.
The net courts at the US Open are some of the toughest. They're so tight, ball pops straight up, most of the time back on your own side of the net.
Level's
Level's just dipped again, hasn't it? She's playing much better tennis towards the end of the first set.
She was also a lot more composed during that entire first set as well. So she never got frustrated, never got down on herself, just kept chipping away. And Swiatek, as we can see now, is really outwardly showing frustration.
Game. Swiatek. Bencic leads 4 games to 2, second set.
Far from happy, as you can see, but another game on the board.
Take a deep breath here. Regroup, recalibrate.
It's got to give Bencic a lot of heart when she looks down the other end of the court and sees Swiatek displaying that kind of body language.
The 1-2 punch.
Love 15.
Good deep return cross court. Opened up the line for Swiatek. Beautiful.
Love 13.
Bencic has been here before. Up a break. And then finding herself in a hole at love 30.
Boosted enough for the second serve.
It's a nice change up. This short serve out wide is very effective.
Yeah, it was a big point too, wasn't it? Love 30. Get a hold here. She wouldn't be far away.
Another change up, sliding away from Swiatek on the forehand wing. Bencic really started to change up the pace, throwing in some variety. Good comeback so far here in this game. The 1-2 punch. Wrong footing. Swiatek.
Yeah, frustrated with the quality of the return. Game point for 5-2. Beautiful. It's been a little while since we've seen one of those, and it takes Bencic to within a game of victory.
Bencic leads 5-2, second set, and 1 set alone.
Serving to stay in the match now.
15 love.
Nice start for Swiatek. Desperately needs to, well, obviously hold to stay in the game, but to stay in the match, to give herself a chance. Well, the score line is 5-2. It's just one break of serve.
This was the first job, always the first job when you're 5-2 down. Single break, just get your own service game done. Put your opponent in a position where they might start to feel tight. This is a big deal, quarterfinals of a major.
Game Swiatek.
Ironically, having talked about the quality of the Bencic serving coming into this match. It hasn't been
Bencic leads 5 games to
great
3.
today.
Second set.
Swiatek will be reminding herself of that, you know, miss a few first serves here. Just need a bit of tension, and sometimes strange things can happen on a tennis court. We've seen it many times before.
This is true. Just served for the first set, could not get it done. Let's see if she can close it out here.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's always in the back of players' minds. 5-3, 4 points away.
First step is getting that first point. Give yourself some breathing room.
That's what you're looking for as the returner. Just maybe one of the first 2 points. Give yourself some sort of in this game, a platform. Oh, that's sensational. What a hit.
Beautiful 1-2 combination
30-15.
from Bencic. Great positioning, just loading up on those legs, redirecting this ball down the line for the winner.
It was ice cool, 2 points away. Almost there.
14-15.
It's a 33rd winner from Bencic. Two match points for a place in the last 8. This one slips away.
She got the mid-court backhand that she wanted, just mistimed it a bit. It was a high shot from Swiatek. Bencic just couldn't control it.
Time to find a first serve here.
Thank you.
A little easier in theory. Match point number 2. It is a third US Open quarterfinal for Belinda Bencic. It wasn't easy.
6-3.
An incredible first set, 84 minutes in duration. Went her way. That seemed to make the difference. And it's the Swiss into the last 8.